Hey everybody, this is Grace. In this video, I'm going to talk about inconsiderate people. Okay. Now I don't know how long ago it was, there was another YouTuber in the narcissistic abuse survivors community who had this happen. Okay, that their channel name, okay, now, it can be, like, say you have a Facebook page or a group, or you're on some service where you can have a pseudonym instead of your own name, or you're on YouTube and you have a YouTube channel that doesn't have to be your real name, whatever you make it. Now this person is a woman. She had it for I don't know how many years. I just watch every once in a while, but I don't want to give a shout out because she might not like for me to. But if she watches and wants to give herself a shout out, she can below in the comment. But anyway, this is what happened to her, was that somebody had basically made a new channel and used her name very similar to hers. And she made, she told them that was her channel. And her channel name, just put a little extra on the end of it, they did, this other person. And it seemed like it caused some kind of friction, okay? And that's not very polite. When the person, when she told that person, the person should have said, "Oh, I'm sorry," and I changed their name. It's just the polite thing to do. But instead it was no, and on. I don't know what happened at the end of it. I haven't heard anything about it. But yeah, that's very inconsiderate to not just say, "Okay, I'm new here. I didn't realize that," and change it. Okay, so you don't want to go stealing somebody else's ideas, and the channel names often are their own ideas of how they want it to be seen. Okay, now as for me, I have had more than one channel name. Yeah. But eventually I had two that I would go back and forth between. One was Scattered Thoughts and the other one was Narcissism Simplified. And by that I mean, just down to earth kind of talk. Way of expressing it, and anyway, I go back and forth between the two of them. You have to wait so long. I don't know how long it is, maybe 3 months or so more, I don't know, and before you can switch it back, just change your channel name. And so I was thinking about changing mine back to Narcissism Simplified, and it had been for I don't know how long, Scattered Thoughts. And I was going to switch it back because I do mainly videos on like narcissism or narcissistic behaviors, histrionic behaviors, dysfunctional families, narcissistic families, this kind of thing. So I thought I'd go ahead and switch back because I think it helps to, I don't have to do so many tags, and everything, and it'll put the tags in using that, my channel name. It will, there's narcissism right there in the channel name. And so I was going to change it back. And then last night I searched for my channel, for my channel, and it showed up somebody else's channel with that name. I was like, whoa, now it's my turn, right? Okay, and that was the one that popped up first. Yeah. So mine was somewhere in, I didn't really look to see, I don't think. But I was like, really? So I did search, by clicking on channel then, and mine showed up. But this other person showed up first. And I clicked on the channel to see when did they make the channel. I think it was like a month ago. Yeah, it was a month before. That was yesterday. And today's the 20th of January. Yeah. And I didn't, until I started, right before I started this video, I looked again, and so it's only a month old. I didn't say anything to him, but I looked at it, and just as I thought, it's in a different language. I don't know which one, a Hindu maybe, I don't know. I don't really know what that language would be. Is it Hindu? Oh, that's not my area. But anyway, so I didn't, last night when I saw it, like I said, I was going to go ahead and change my channel name back. So I didn't even think about it. It was late, kind of late last night, and I, remember what had happened to this other woman, in this community. But like I said, I don't know what was the result to that. So I just didn't bother, writing to this person. Plus I saw that it was, in some other, would they even understand the English and all that? I'm not trying to, just don't know. I don't know how it works for them if they want to put a channel name in their own, what is it? What is it called? When your letter, the way it's written isn't in the same letters. The alphabet is different, what is it? You know what I'm saying? Oh my goodness. Wow, some words I never use, I cannot remember them. So anyway, but no, and here's the thing to me, okay, and I see it this way, is that it's inconsiderate. Now, when I started mine and used that channel name, I had seen other ones, but they were no longer using their channels. They had like one video and then that was it, or and I had searched for it for both of mine, and this one, Narcissism Simplified, I didn't see any. So, and sometimes I do wonder about how it works with searches. I really do. If it's just regional, if they only show you certain ones. Okay, where was I? But yeah, I just see it. You can search and find other channels. Like I said, I don't know if it's regional. Well, they're in India, wherever it is, and I found it, the channel, so came right up. First thing, like I said, first one. So, I mean, they could have searched, and maybe they just didn't know to search because it's new, like it's a month old, like I said. Why is this person driving so far on this side? It's the second one today. But, boy, lots of dogs. Anyway, okay, so, sorry I got interrupted with a phone call, but, they could have searched, and then once they found it, they can change it. But now, I don't know if they know to do that, or not. But if I had my channel, and that was like this one right here, and, I'm changing it I just changed it back to Narcissism Simplified, and if somebody suddenly did that, I would find that extremely, seriously, and, you can search and find it. Like I said, I really think that people need to search and find it. And if they didn't, they were just new and didn't understand, and I wrote to them, what would I do? Like I said, this other person, she had this problem. I would tell them, I think that is just, it goes beyond. I would even see it as kind of like narcissistic, I don't care, I'm taking whatever I want, and I don't care about you, that's your problem, and maybe not, I don't know if I would call it narcissistic or just abusive, abusive behavior, really self-centered. It's all about them to them, and they don't care what happens to anybody else. That causes problems, especially if somebody's using their channel as a brand, their brand channel. Like they have a brand. They're doing something like life coaching, or something along that line. Now, I do. Speaking of which, I want to say this. I had actually considered doing life coaching way back when it first started. Seriously, when life coaching, I looked it up recently, and when was it that it first started? And that was around the time, that I realized, around the time I first heard about it. Many years ago. And I can remember trying to print out some from templates, what life coaches do. This is way back many years ago, and it was so difficult to print it out, really difficult back then. Nowadays it's so easy, just really easy to print anything. I don't know, I haven't looked up anything like that in a long while, since back then. And most of what I remember was that they're just goal setters, and they help a person set their goals, and then they're there to follow up, and to say, hey, this is what you can. I don't think they even give advice, because giving advice can be very overall bad for you. If somebody wants to sue you and say you're doing it wrong, and or you tell me this, and then had disastrous outcome and everything. But some maybe they do. As far as setting a goal, what they do with their That's how I've always said it. What you do or don't do is you pay the consequences of your own, actions of what you do or don't do. But anyway, that just kind of led to that. But I had thought about that way back then. Thought about doing it. But I could see the issues, the problems that could arise from it back then too. And I had, I don't know if I had my master's degree then or not. I can't remember. I can't remember the year right now. I'm sitting here thinking, what was the year? It was a long time ago. It was, like I said, trying to print something offline because a lot of places were giving free, they had templates and you could take free copies, and this is what you would ask the people. This is a contract and this is that. And I remember I had a bunch of folders filled with them, but I never did anything with it. I actually had tried with one of my sisters. I had worked there, a seasonal job, just in the summer, and I knew the people. She was the office manager, and I wanted to try to get the people that she worked with to, for free, to help me to try it out. To help try it out on them, and she just wouldn't go for it. But that's another story. But I guess it would cause conflict of interest, or it's not conflict of interest, something along that line. So I never did try it out. That was way back then. Okay, I think I was using this as an example. Say if I decided I wanted to be a life coach. I don't think all life coaches are bad. I just think the ones are bad that are, that's a whole separate video. I've done plenty of those in the past, but I don't think they're all bad if they know what they're doing. And anyway, they're not abusive. They're not narcissistic. Anyway, I had to get that in. But if that's, I'm going to use this as an example. Say I wanted to start doing that and doing life coaching, and this was my channel for life coaching, and it's my brand channel. It's where I set it up. I had everything in the description. People knew this was the channel where they go and could get life coaching, and I had all that set up. And then somebody else decides to make the channel name with the same name. You can do, I think, the same name. Apparently you can. Why am I saying I think? This person did exactly my other channel name. And somebody just decided to do that. I mean, you have people out there who do like that. And they know that they're doing that. Trolls, that kind of thing, haters, whatever. That would be very, that would be bad. That would be bad for that person, because that's their channel. That's their brand channel. Okay. Now, I don't know if there's any kind of thing that YouTube does. If that's the case, I don't know. I really don't know. So, I don't know if you can trademark it. Whatever your channel name, I don't know if you can, but I don't know. Okay, and that made me think about some people were running past some women. But anyway, the whole thing made me think about I remember there were channels that people would make channels. I think some might still do it. I don't know if YouTube cracked down on that or not. But they would make channels, sometimes taking the same kind of name as the person and using that person's videos to, downloading that person's videos and uploading them on their channel that had basically the same kind of name. And there were other types that, people would have just one name, not of any of the videos, but they would take people's videos and upload them on their own. I don't know how they did that. I really don't know how they did it. It wasn't like a playlist or anything. That was a few years ago. So, but all these things, these are inconsiderate people, or these are people who are just users, abusers, these kinds of things. Narcissistic. They just, find a way to think that they can make money off of somebody else's work. Happens too much in too many ways. But boy, it's hot in here. It's getting hot. It's 42 degrees. But this thing's rather insulated. But anyway, I don't know what you call this. I mentioned this in another video. My SUV is new, and I can get in it when it's cold outside, below freezing even, and it's warm inside the car, the SUV. It's strange. But anyway, I should wrap this up. I always like to add a little vlog to mine. I used to add them to the beginning, but now I'm adding them more to the end. But I need to get home and see if the puppy has terrorized Marmaduke, the big old dog. Yeah, Marmaduke's an old man. He's a puppy. I mean, not a puppy, a dog, but he's old. And the puppy, he just finally got his, was old enough to get his rabies shot, and I've been letting him out in the backyard, which is fenced in, and he's free to roam. And he's doing that, but he still likes to aggravate Marmaduke. And so I gotta go get home. Anyway, wrapping it up. Talk to y'all in another video. But whatever you think, how do you see it? What would you do? What would you say? Would you say anything? Anyway, wrapping it up. Talk to y'all in another video. Bye.